Hello everyone, it is I, Republic Studs, and today we are going to be getting to my LEGO Star Wars The Bad Batch set ideas. Now, with the season finale of The Bad Batch underway, and it already happened, I thought it was pretty great. Those two last episodes were fantastic. And today, I really want to take a look at every Bad Batch episode and put together a cohesive list of every set I would like to see from the show. Now, obviously, with LEGO, we have already gotten the official Bad Batch shuttle, the Havoc Marauder, which is the main thing I would have liked to see. But we are still missing plenty of figures like Omega, normal Crosshair, all of those types of things, and I am so excited to get into all of it. But before we do, I am going to tell you guys the sponsor of this video, which is the like button. This video is completely 100% sponsored by the like button. All you have to do is make it turn blue. And the like button is great at promoting me to the YouTube algorithm. It'll help me out a metric ton. And yeah, so make sure to smash that like button, make it turn blue. It will be fantastic, and maybe it turns white if you're in dark mode. I don't know. But yeah, let's get into it. So let's jump right into my first set. This is just a general small one. This is a Havoc Marauder Microfighter. I know it seems pretty cheap. $9.99. This would be a great way for kids to get a hold of the character of Hunter. I think you would be a fantastic person to put in this as the main character, of the show, kind of, other than Omega, which would be great. I'd really like to see that. $10, pretty simple. This model you see here is using like a Stormtrooper helmet. I guess it was designed before, LEGO made a new clone mold or whatever. I'm not 100% sure why. But let's move into the next one. Now, this is kind of like, it could be one thing or the other thing. So this could either be the Camino Battle Pack from the Bad Batch, or it could also duel as just the Shadow Trooper, Imperial, Enlisted Trooper Battle Pack. So this would come with two of the Shadow Clone Troopers, one plain Phase 2 Clone Trooper, the white ones, and then it would also come with maybe a Clone Officer, a Kaminoan Scientist. I could really be any of these, but I think all of them would be fantastic. I think this is a very likely thing that we could see happening next year in LEGO Star Wars for Battle Packs, along with obviously some sort of Dark Trooper one, which would be great. So there is one designed by Brick Yoda 555. This one is just all the Shadow Troopers. I do not think this would happen this way. Maybe it could be partially this way. I'm not 100% sure. But this would probably at least come with two of those guys, and again, maybe one of those plain Phase 2 Clone Troopers, and then, the other one is really up for debate. It could really be anything. But I'd be very excited to see this. Obviously, a fantastic way to grow both armies. I think they are both cool-looking minifigures, and would be great Battle Pack figures. So yeah, that is pretty awesome. Now, next up, we are going to start moving into episodic version. So, we're going to start with, Episode 1. We're going to go to Episode 4. We don't, we skip around a little bit. But first up, from Episode 1, we have a Republic ATTE. Now, we have not gotten an ATTE set since 2013, which was 8 years ago, and if it was to come out next year, it would be 9 years since we got the last one, which is absurd. Also, next year's the anniversary Attack of the Clones. We might get Attack of the Clone ones. But either way, I'd say this would be around $110, maybe $120. And the figures I would include in this, if it's going to be themed in the Bad Batch, I would obviously include Depa Billaba, Commander Gray, the Green Clone Trooper. This one is designed by David Thrawn-Nerdo. You also get Caleb Doom. Obviously I haven't found any good LEGO designed ones, so here is a picture of him. A plain Phase 2 Clone Trooper, pretty simple to, pilot the tank. And, you'd even include two of him. I really wouldn't mind. Maybe you could even include the regular Bad Batch style Crosshair. I think that would be fantastic. Just a regular, normal looking Crosshair without Shadow versions. And then I would also include two battle droids, just because you always include villains with these types of sets. I'm trying to compare it to the most recent Turbo Tank type style, because it's kind of the same size. And yeah, that would be just fantastic. Now let's move into the next one. Now this is from Episode 1, and this one again is designed by my friend Brick Yoda 555. And this is the Bad Batch training room at $39.99. I think $40 is 100% fair. You could even see it for $50. And he has Tarkin in here, but I'd include Admiral Rampart. I'd include Hunter. I'd include, Crosshair. I would include two training droids, and all of these obviously awesome play features. So you get a look at all kind of, the defenses, which would be fantastic for kids to play around with. You also get the tower defense, which I guess Crosshair could climb up in and sniper around. I would come with some stud shooters, which you'd shoot off. You'd also get a little command area, and that Rampart stands in, and a little loading area for your training droids. I think that would all be great. It would work for either scene really of the Bad Batch, because that did appear twice, that specific area, and I think that would just be swell. I would really like that. It doesn't have to be Crosshair, but I just think it would work best because it would come with the sniper's nest, and I think that would be awesome. Now, next up after that, we have one that I like to call the Chase for Omega. So it was basically a two-part story arc, a three-part kind of her getting chased by Fennec, and then Cad Bane getting her, and then, Fennec coming in and saving her, and then her escaping. So that's really a three-part story arc I like to consider. And I just wanted to kind of encapsulate that all into one build. So this would come with a speeder, very similar to the one that came into Cad Bane's. It was in the one, Fennec Shand hijacked. Some people were saying, oh, you should do the Cad Bane ship. I don't think it showed up enough for them to do that, at least for Season 1. And it's very obscure. I don't think anyone would buy that. But this Fennec Shand speeder would work. Obviously, you would get probably a build of Total T360, which obviously leads to you understanding that this would come with Cad Bane. So this would come with Cad Bane, Fennec Shand, Hunter in his street clothes, and yes, Omega. We need to get Omega. I don't know what we're going to get her in next year. It's going to be something. I know it is. But I would love to absolutely see Omega. We have to get her next year. That would just be fantastic. I really, really think this would be a perfect set. I would come again in the same kind of style as the old Cad Bane speeder from when he attacked the Coruscant Capitol building. I think that would just be absolutely perfect. I would love, love, love that. And again, Hunter in his street clothes would be pretty cool. I would like to see that. Some people have actually already custom designed that. Anyway, next up we are going to move to Episode 5, where we see Cid's Cantina. Now, this would be around, $39.99 to $49.99, I think. And it would be very similar to the 2017 Mos Eisley Cantina, where we got Wooher and all of those little things. And this would just be great. It'd obviously come with Cid. I'd be curious to see how they do her. Probably short legs. They'd probably, do a new mold for the head. That would be great. I would include the Ithorian bar patron, who is one of the main guys who's at the bar. And then I'd include Omega, because she does play that little holo chess game, and she's probably, most in there the most, because they would leave her there. But yeah, I think that would just be great. Obviously Cid's bar would be awesome. I don't think the likelihood of this is high, but I would certainly like to see it. We already do have a cantina on shelves, so, having two of those would be a little difficult, but I would like to see it, and I'm curious what you guys think about that. Next up, we move into Episode 7, with Captain Rex's Y-Wing at $69.99, or it could be $79.99, it doesn't really matter. But this would finally be a way to get Captain Rex's blue Y-Wing. It did appear in this season, and it's likely to appear in Season 2, I guess, because Captain Rex, he's still out there, he's still contacting the Batch. So yeah, I mean, it could be either. So I would include Captain Rex in here with his, new poncho getup, which would be great. I believe Hasbro actually made an action figure that looks like that. I would also include Echo, just because, I love having Rex and Echo together. That would be fantastic. And then on top of that, I would include a plain Phase 2 clone and a Shadow clone, since they were fighting those guys on the Venator ship. While it's not entirely accurate, because Rex wasn't really fighting anyone in his arc in the show, I still think it would be fantastic, just to include those guys. I really don't want to keep overhauling on the Bad Batch members. They all came in the Bad Batch shuttle set, which is right above me. So yeah, I didn't want to, again, overhaul on them. We put Hunter in because he's the main character, and, Echo, he's obviously great. Now, next up, I would include one from Episode 11, the Ryloth arc. We saw a turbo tank, this would be a fantastic set. $120, I think. First of all, the main reason I put this on here is because we had to put Captain Hauser. Captain Hauser would be insane to get in LEGO. I would love to see him in a poly bag, in a set, in a couple sets. Someone actually did make a custom designed model of a Captain Hauser Ultimate Battle Pack, like the 501st Battle Pack. And it looks sick, but I don't think it was a rational set ideas. I mean, I could have done this one. Generally speaking, I'm not confident LEGO's going to be doing more sets in the style of the 501st Battle Pack. But, hey, they might. We'll wait and see. We'll wait until next summer. Hopefully we'll get those. And then we would obviously include Rampart in this tank. He was a pretty essential character. Cham Syndulla would be fantastic to finally get him in LEGO. I would include Orn Free Ta as well. He would be fun to get. A little more because he died there. Obviously, Imperial Crosshair, we just put the same one that we got in the Bad Batch shuttle in here. Maybe they could update it and make it lighter gray. And then I would include a Phase 2 plain clone just because drive the tank, the works. Now let's move into the next one. At $99.99, you guys know it, UCS Gonk Droid. I should just include this in honestly every set ideas video, because you guys know I want a UCS Gonk. I made a whole video on it, and when LEGO makes it, I will take full credit for it. Because the UCS Gonk will be fantastic. Now this is Gonky from the Bad Batch. He is the defective Gonk droid. And now that reminds me, they could also do AZ, because AZ is technically a droid, and I would actually like to see him as a buildable character. And yeah, so next up after that, at episode 12, we have Crosshair's Imperial Attack Shuttle. So it is much like the Republic Attack Shuttle, just all gray. And this would be pretty simple, $69.99. It would come with Crosshair in his, Imperial getup, same one from Bad Batch Shuttle, Shadow Clone, Phase 2 Clone. Pretty simple. I was thinking, maybe this could be one where you include Hera, Chopper, Omega, and like a clone. I didn't really feel like doing that, because, I'd rather have this one just kind of be more universal. You get regular troopers in it. Also, I don't think this one realistically would happen, at least while the Bad Batch Shuttle and Imperial Shuttle are both on shelves. It would get very confusing. Well, I would like it. I don't think this will happen, at least in the short-term future for the next 2 years, because these sets are still brand new. So yeah, and then next up after that, we have from episode 13, where they rescue Gregor, the Imperial V-Wing, on that weird Imperial base. I think $30 would be appropriate. You would get one of the new Stormtrooper designs. I don't have like a proper minifigure for this, because it's hard to make like a new helmet. But I would include them. I would also include Gregor maybe. Maybe I'd include him in Commando armor, maybe just what he was wearing in the show. Well, we'd see. And then I'd also include a regular clone Commando. I wouldn't include the Scorch one. I know people are dying for me to do that. And I would like to include Scorch. Believe me, I would. But I just don't think it's realistic to what LEGO would do, considering it was such a minor appearance and there's so much disputed factors in that even being him in the show. So yeah, that is interesting. And then finally, the main, building the location of the show, I would love to see a $350 Master Builder Series Camino. Now, nobody has made a mock to look what I would want it to look like. The best honest example I could use to replicate what it would look like is the Cloud City set, which was $350. You got all those minifigures, you got all the rooms, you got a little platform for the Slave One, which I think I might also include here. So, this would come with a command room, a cloning chamber, a training room, a conference area. It would come with a platform, likely, and this would, again, duel as a Attack of the Clone set. So there are also other opportunities you could put in the Bad Batch's, barracks, which would be great, any of the barracks. There's so many rooms like Camino, there's really just a lot of room to work with. And yeah, so I would include as a mini build with this set, the Jango Fett Slave 1, because, again. Anyway, it would also come with Obi-Wan Kenobi, R4. It would come with Prime Minister Lama Su, Tan Wei, and Nala Se. I think it would also be great to come with Jango Fett, Boba Fett, Shaak Ti, 99, Omega, and AZ. The droid obviously would be fantastic. Hunter, Tech, Crosshair, Wrecker, and Echo. 4 plain Phase 1 Clone Troopers, and I would also include the Phase 2 Clone Trooper helmets in the set so you can make them interchangeable almost for either era. I think that would be fantastic. And, that is about all the figures you could really do in here other than those. I could probably see you doing some other characters for that have appeared there in the Clone Wars. You'd see some of the ARC Troopers maybe. I think a likely one you would see, and again, I did put 99 in there and Shaak Ti because they were there in the Clone Wars. I could also see them doing 5s, which would be great. Echo and 5s in the set. Oh, man. If they announced they were going to put a 5s in the set, I would flip. I know this is wildly out there. I don't think LEGO would ever do this, at least in the way I'm, projecting it. If anything, it would just be Attack of the Clones based. But I would love to see it this way either way. And that is every idea for the Bad Batch wave. This could constitute all of Season 1. I did do one based off of the original trailer. And they have made a lot of those with the speeders and the Bad Batch shuttle. And I'm very excited to see what set they're going to be putting Omega in next year. I'm really, really curious to see how they're going to do that. But with that said, I hope you all enjoyed. Please remember to like, subscribe, hit the bell. I will see you all in the next one. Remember to peace out and stay awesome.